We are right on the edge of an absolute explosion in artificial intelligence. And I'm not just talking about AI as a tool we use, but as millions, maybe billions of autonomous agents. The thing is, this AI-powered tidal wave is about to slam into a massive infrastructure wall. So today, we're diving into a fascinating proposal to build the digital roads and the signposts before that traffic jam hits. We're making the case for a new top-level domain, .ia.
Right out of the gate, the proposal hits you with this powerful idea. Billions of AI agents are about to wake up, but they have no names and no address book. Now, that isn't just a catchy phrase. That right there is a diagnosis of a fundamental, system-level problem that we absolutely have to solve, and soon.
So what kind of scale are we really talking about here? I mean, this isn't about a handful of new chatbots. The path we're on leads to potentially trillions of AI agents, all needing to talk, coordinate, and work with each other. The big question is, how do you give every single one of them a unique name and a reliable address?
And that question leads us directly to the heart of the matter, what you might call AI's big identity crisis. Before we can even begin to talk about a solution, we have to get our heads around the sheer size of this infrastructure gap. I want you to think back to the early days of the internet. Remember that? It was a chaotic mess of long, impossible-to-remember IP addresses. Then the domain name system, or DNS, came along and gave us simple, memorable names like .com. Well, that chaotic pre-DNS phase, that's exactly where the AI agent economy is today. The gap is this total lack of a standard namespace, a universal identity layer. Without it, we're building a world full of powerful agents that can't reliably find or even trust one another.
All right, so how do we fix this? The proposal on the table is called .ai, and it's so much more than just a new domain name. It's a really comprehensive three-layer solution designed from the ground up to be a foundational public utility for this entire new economy.
Okay, so let's break this down. The solution has three core layers. First up, you've got the agent namespace. This is the core address book. It's what gives every agent a unique, findable name, like researchassistant.ia. Then you have the interlingua bridge. Think of this as the human-friendly interface, the way we talk to them. And third, and this is crucial, there's the governance registry. This is a public benefit model designed to keep this whole thing open and prevent any single company from controlling it. So you've got identity, accessibility, and fairness all baked in from the start.
But here's the really cool part. This isn't just some theoretical idea floating out there. The .ia namespace is specifically designed to plug directly into one of the most advanced AGI architectures being built right now by Dr. Ben Goertzel's team at SingularityNet and the ASI Alliance. It's all about connecting the AGI's brains to its many hands. The name of this architecture is QuestorClaw, and it's built on a brilliant analogy. It has a brain, which is the Hyperon AGI system doing all the heavy-duty reasoning. It has hands, a system called OpenClaw, which actually goes out and executes tasks in the world. And critically, it has guardrails built in for safety. A brain, hands, and guardrails. It's a complete, thinking, acting agent.
And you know, the hands part of this system has been evolving at an incredible pace. It all started with OpenClaw, the original open source framework. But the real game changer came from a developer named Patrick Hammer. He rewrote the whole thing in a language called Meta, creating MetaClaw. Now, why is that a huge deal? Because Meta is the exact same language the Hyperon brain uses. This means, for the very first time, the agent's hands could be directly modified and improved by the brain itself. This then evolves into HyperClaw, which is the protocol for orchestrating swarms of these self-modifying agents, all working together.
So think about it. How do you possibly manage a whole network of agents that are constantly learning, changing, and improving themselves? You need a stable, reliable address book. And that is the exact role of .ai. It provides that universal naming system that lets the main AGI brain find, direct, and coordinate its whole swarm of hands across a huge, decentralized network.
Okay, let's pivot for a second. We've gone deep into the tech, but for a system like this to actually work in the real world, it can't just be for machines. It has to be built on things humans understand, language, trust, and really clear, transparent governance.
This system has a really elegant solution to one of the oldest problems in AI. How do humans and machines actually talk to each other without misunderstanding everything? The answer is a two-layer language system. For us, the humans, it uses something called IA interlingua, which is natural and easy to read. It also cleverly makes use of the fact that IA is how you say AI in Romance languages. But for precise agent-to-agent talk, it uses a logic-based language called Lojban++. This is designed to be machine perfect to prevent the kind of catastrophic errors that can come from ambiguity or AI hallucinations.
And that choice of interlingua, that's no accident. This is not some small detail. We are talking about the 1.2 billion people around the world who speak Romance languages. For them, interacting with an AI through a .ia domain would feel completely natural, totally intuitive. That is a massive accessibility feature baked right into the foundation. Now, the governance model here is absolutely key. This is not your typical Silicon Valley startup trying to own a new market. The group applying for the .ia domain is a public benefit corporation. The whole thing is designed from the ground up to prevent a single company from getting a monopoly on AI identity, which fits perfectly with the decentralized open source ethos of SingularityNet. The goal here is a public utility, not a corporate choke point.
So this all sounds great, right? A well-thought-out plan. But why the sudden urgency? What's the rush? Well, this brings us to the final and frankly the most critical part of this entire story, the 2026 deadline. This isn't some maybe someday idea. This is happening right now.
Let's just look at the calendar. On April 30th, 2026, ICANN, that's the organization that manages the whole internet domain system, is opening its application window for new top-level domains. Then, just a few months later, at the end of July, the entire global AGI community is gathering in San Francisco for the AGI.XYZ conference. That is the perfect place to build the consensus needed to pull this off. The clock is officially ticking.
And to understand just how rare this chance is, just think about this number: 14 years. That's how long it's been since the last time ICANN opened a window for new domains like this. That was back in 2012. If we miss this window, we could be waiting until the late 2030s for another shot. The agent economy is not going to wait that long. So all of this brings us to a major crossroads. It's a fundamental choice about the future architecture of artificial intelligence, a crossroads for what the source material even calls agent kind.
The .ai team isn't just floating this idea out there. They're making a very concrete proposal with 3 specific asks. Number 1, a technical conversation with the lead engineers at the ASI Alliance, folks like Patrick Hammer. Number 2, a workshop slot at that AGI.XYZ conference to present this whole plan to the wider research community. And number 3, to explore a direct technical collaboration to integrate .ai right into the ASI.chain. These are clear, actionable next steps. And this really leaves us with the final choice facing the entire AGI community. Do we build this coming agent economy on an open, fair, and purpose-built foundation right from the very start? Or do we wait and then face the incredibly costly and messy task of trying to retrofit a broken system later on down the road? This whole story is unfolding as we speak. If you want to follow the project, the progress, and the race to that 2026 deadline, the team behind it all is documenting everything at IA.XYZ.